having a quarrel with Moonilal. In fact, let me tell you something. When I hear that somebody tell me the newspaper article said that Moonilal lambastes Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I love it, especially in an election year, for you to lambaste me while I'm defending my people and my farmers. Johnny P, welcome to the club.
Well, there you have it. I don't know. Gonsalves is on a roll right now. I mean, what is he and Moonilal really warring about per se? Well, he says he has no war with Moonilal, but let's see what caused the problem. According to this, Trinidad Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Moonilal has criticized comments by St. Vincent and Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, who likened Trinidad and Tobago's currency to monopoly money. Well, he said he was saying it in the context because when they come to St. Vincent with it, they can't do anything. But I think that was a bit strong, and people would feel a sense of pride in their currency and in their country. So when you see certain things, people would feel offended. And I understand what Moonilal is basically saying. Speaking at the Energy Symposium on Tuesday, Moonilal called the remark unhelpful and accused Gonzalez of remaining silent when the former government mismanaged the economy. Wow. Wow. Maybe Prime Minister Gonzalez should have shared his wisdom with his colleagues who were responsible for the collapse of our economy and the shortage of foreign exchange, Moonilal said. Well, I tell you, well, today Gonzalez did say that he did speak with Rory at that time. I don't know, man. You'll hear from him. He said current government is working to rebuild the economy and the foreign exchange reserve by increasing oil and gas production. Anyway, guys, listen to the message that Gonzalez sent for Moonilal.
Now, there's a minister from Trinidad who I understand how there is a report in Newsday newspaper where he critiqued me where I said that after I give the analysis, I had a throwaway humorous line and say, well, get the farmers' money where we sell our agricultural produce to Trinidad. That we can't get foreign exchange for $3 million US worth of produce. It used to be up to 15 million. But people don't want to sell anymore down there because if they get TT dollars and they bring the TT dollars here, what are they going to do with it? I said the thing is like monopoly money. Well, I understand this particular minister may have commented adversely about what I said. Normally, as Prime Minister, I don't get in controversies with ministers. I don't answer ministers. And I tend to answer Prime Ministers at our conferences and hardly ever across the Caribbean Sea, save and except if I think you provoke me too much and it's in the interest of my country to speak and speak. When I speak, I'm done with that. But I've been following the career of this gentleman, Moonilal, and he seems to me to be a sensible fella. And he's an experienced politician. So I'm making an exception to speak to what he said. From the report which I saw, it's clear that he didn't get all what I said. And I'll send him a copy of my speech. And I believe that he and his government would help me to work out this problem. Because there's a problem. And I believe Kamala would help to work out the problem too. But I think, well, they're just in office. So the line which I read that he was taking was that, why I didn't raise it before with Rowley. But I did. He probably, so it's two things. He ain't get my whole speech. And he didn't get all the information. 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 You get my throwaway line. Because the truth is this. Johnny P, if you sell something in Trinidad and anybody give you TT money, where am I doing it? In St. Vincent. But I have raised this thing over and over. You heard me about this more than one time. And I want to refer to a speech that I made on February 22nd, 2018 at the Ministry of Finance conference room called Some Salient Issues for Resolution in CARICOM. This is just before I was going off to a meeting of CARICOM leaders in Haiti. This is what I said. In the case, this is a speech of nearly 60 pages, It was a long speech because I wanted to deliver something authoritative before I went off to CARICOM. This is what I said then. 2018 February. But there are letters on the files in Trinidad, which before this and after this. I have spoken about it publicly before this and after this in 2018. February 2018. I said this in that speech. In the case of the trade between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Trinidad and Tobago, there is a serious problem of non-availability of foreign exchange for traders from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who sell agricultural produce. It is wrong and unconscionable that the relevant authorities in Trinidad and Tobago have failed and or refused to address satisfactorily or at all this burning issue which affects our small farmers adversely. I have raised this matter at the last two heads of government conferences in Guyana and Grenada. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has sought to resolve the matter with the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. I made a representation to our central bank to help out. I have made direct representations on the issue with the government of Trinidad and Tobago. All of this has been to no avail. The matter remains unresolved. I will raise the issue forcefully again in Haiti next week. I went on to say this. The fact of the matter is that Trinidad and Tobago sells approximately $150 million EC annually. That was at that time. To St. Vincent and Grenadines, the bulk of these purchases is made up of petroleum products. St. Vincent and Grenadines has been selling on an average annually over the past 5 years some 18 million in exports of goods. St. Vincent and the Grenadines pays in hard currency for all exports from Trinidad and Tobago, but our traders are paid in TT dollars for their exports. Our traders are starved of foreign exchange. All we ask is for Trinidad and Tobago to set aside some 20 million EC dollars in foreign exchange, US 8 million approximately, out of the huge trade surplus that it has with SVG. Surely this is reasonable. How can the single market function properly in such an unfair environment? I'll send this also to my brethren Moonilal.